After the withdrawal of Save the Children, a US-based charitable organization operating in the North Bank region of the Gambia in 1996, the Agency for the Development of Women and Children ADWAC was established as a local NGO to continue program activities in the region. ADWAC's intervention focuses on 8 areas, namely education, functional literacy, governance, food security, energy and environment, microenterprise development, women's rights, HIV/AIDS, and malaria. The agency works with community-based organizations and has over the years expanded its HIV/AIDS and malaria program to Central River and Upper River regions.
ADWAC is involved in what we call holistic multi-sectoral programs. Because when we started, we felt that there are 2 most disadvantaged sections of our society, women and children. So we decided to focus on them. But we said, before we start doing anything, let's first of all do a baseline to find out, if we say women and children are affected, how are they affected? Do we have any evidence? So the result of the baseline, came up with some key areas of concern as far as the development of women and children is concerned. One is education, the other is food security. Another area was in the area of health. It also coincided with a time when there was this, high attention on HIV/AIDS and malaria. And so these were 4 key areas that, as far as the baseline was concerned, came up as areas that are key areas. If anybody is serious about addressing the concerns and the needs of women and children, these are areas that we really need to focus on.
The implementation of the EU GCCA-funded project on climate resilience and livelihood improvement in Upper Niumi district by ADWAC has registered significant successes in the lives of the common people, especially smallholder farmers.
This particular project that ADWAC is implementing in Upper Niumi has the overall objective of contributing to building the capacities of the smallholder farmers to adapt to climate change. The specific objective of the projects include supporting the capacities of the local farmers and building their skills in climate resilient, sustainable agricultural practices. Also support rehabilitation of structures within the communities that will enhance the resilience of communities to adapt to climate change.
The project was aimed at improving the livelihood of over 2,000 smallholder farmers, construction of dikes for land reclamation, understanding of vulnerabilities from a human rights perspective, and increases their resilience to adapt to negative impact of climate change. The rising sea level causing the salt water to run into the rice fields has serious impact on farming in Upper Niumi. The production of rice, which is the major food crop, has been affected by salt intrusion, which is a major contributing factor to the decrease in agricultural production and sustainable livelihood in Jimbana Bolong and Albreda ecological zones. It is estimated that over 100 hectares of productive agricultural land, mainly rice fields, are affected by salinity.
Nanyum farolo, muka siantol temano lagi. Bar ko kadum, bar ginando ala balance po. Ayan talafala. Kenyo fanan kadum damen. Nga ala dani nga demaro dialla. Aliyo kenyo fanan na kulu. Nya utlindin na jibolo tupon na farolo mafamala. Balangul be man sape. Nadulado be jana. Jibe faran farol kono. Wo jiyol metale. Wol nyanta yele lale wol be yi bakang. Ni be gula reje kono jibe jang. Mano ni abula foya. Ate sambo sotola. Ukata na kole akubati. anim man toraba.
In order to tackle the problem of salt intrusion in the rice fields, ADWAC constructed a 500-meter anti-salt dike and spillways between the sea and the rice fields in Albreda and Jifure to reduce salt intrusion, retain fresh water, and reclaim land that had been abandoned for a very long time.
Construction of a 500-meter dike in Jifure that will enhance the communities to adapt to climate change, increase the water holding capacity, and also reduce salt intrusion into their rice fields. If this project is implemented successfully, production will be enhanced. The adaptive capacity of communities will be very much resilient to climate change, and we have seen manifestation of that in the communities. For example, in the community of Jifure, we realized that the production capacity of these communities has significantly increased because of the construction of the 500-meter dike, which has helped to retain a lot of water in the rice field and also reduce or even flush the salt that is damaging their production.
About 120 hectares of land had been reclaimed and put under production, resulting in an improvement in household food security and livelihood. In spite of the amount of land reclaimed as a result of the construction of the dike, there is still a vast area of land underutilized and has the potential to significantly address food insecurity and poverty.
Janimbala ngokasabi ko en na faroli betinya mbuka mani soto sango sa ninga do ko mbuka soto ninga na ko fanan do ko ate ko cilingo le kasele abuka soto bari biringa sapita nyinanga do mandim fefe ntoli wo fonkal dani menkel bala sapo ay lafa katun na soto ni aja dasata bala ngole manfuta na futata soto be tambila nyinna katun nyina birinte nga fefe sada bulu cheme sada bulu worowula ngawle bondi faroko andu na sapita banta be siala wotel
nyina nga mano soto le ko sangol lam ko ka soto nyame nyina nga soto wole nyam bantol be dani ro kala nyina la fananko hani bi ninsi ma ko ro soto balango sita fa e jam fakatu na jana ma fangola nyina faro dol do ku taje wol beti nyatale jam ma fangola de balango be jangmento wol beti ata mole mano le kati jela bar jana o de mol mamani kati woto nyina woto mam balango soto folo.
The villagers appeal for an expansion of the dike to cover the whole area between the sea and the fields in order to completely eliminate the problem of salt intrusion in the rice fields. After the farming season, women in Upper Niumi engage in vegetable gardening as an alternative livelihood strategy in the face of resilience building and adaptation. Vegetable production stands as the most vital economic activity in most villages in Upper Niumi. Under the EU GCCA-funded project, ADWAC trained members of the vegetable garden in Niumi Lamin on climate resilient sustainable agriculture (CRSA). As a result, some of the smallholder farmers are now practicing CRSA and are using compost and locally available farming tools.
They do rain-fed rice production in this area during the rains, and that is one important activity on the CRSA. This vegetable production has put a number of factors into consideration as far as the pillars are concerned. You see, apart from land acquisition on permanent basis, they are doing soil conservation. You can see this. They have applied organic matter instead of using chemical fertilizer. We have advised them to gradually withdraw from the use of chemical fertilizer.
The garden is 15 hectares and has been in existence for over 20 years.
Musomin bijata ta fa musu keme saba barin ka fen sifa men doku ka fen jamale doku ka jato doku ka kano doku ka mentango doku ka jabo doku supamelo kanjolo kata kani me son ka bel doku ninga duwa kala doku nga mako roso to jibake ani ka din tro e ka sambanye nanne e ka mantro sambanye nan
The produce from the garden will serve as a feeder to the rehabilitated cold store in Niumi Lamni, also under the EU GCCA project at a cost of over $600,000.
Some of the key activities that we implement in Niumi, where this project is currently going on, is rehabilitation of a cold store, a cooling system that will enhance both the preservation and marketing of vegetable products for the women of the Lamin community.
Nyin cold store men felte nyanta maboro kelaji ADWAC nin action niyete ala ni wolle barako bi adada kan pour nyin kamala na firo koleya asisone yambulo kato jangadi no momo ntaje yalo ngadi ni bale mu jante yo nin firu wato sita nin dula ko tongol benta firu to manda ka kole yambulo kato mbikala fida dola nin gende njaal na ta fenkiti ngol bentol bulela ko di jaro be bulo malla fida menna ni ya kuntunya la fere bi katantol la fo nga sawo dala ko yata nyaaw ha ADWAC na ta wollo nyew kole ya bundalto ka cold store kam mako e ka deda.
The rehabilitation of the cold store has enhanced the marketing of vegetables for 1,200 vegetable growers in the district. The cold store has a capacity to hold over 200 tons of vegetables and a good cooling system that can preserve the women's garden produce for a longer period.
We are very much hopeful that overall this will contribute to the income level of smallholder farmers, and they will be able to make savings for themselves. They will be able to win their bargaining power and be able to support their children at home, which will also ultimately contribute to food security and the nutritional level of these communities.